Good morning, evening, afternoon, everybody. It's your boy, Mr. Novikov here, and I'm here today to show you how to build PGM-2. This ship was laid down in 1942, and it is a patrol motor gunboat. This ship is built with plans I've found on Navsource.com. If you wish to go and investigate your own ships for the United States Navy, you can find them on Navsource.com, as well as a photo index for these ships. Every ship that I have built thus far, with the exception of the one you can see to the right there, was built from a Navsource uh, documentation. This one to the right of me right now is from Jag Thunder's IJN Yamato tutorial. But for this, I will be teaching you how to build PGM-2. This boat is approximately 33 blocks long, and I want to say roughly 12-ish blocks tall, including the slabs on top. There's no interior design for this, as you can see here in a second. Going into the interior, there is no interior. I planned on having one, but I kind of gave up on that halfway through because it's just a lot of effort to go through for not much. If you wish to add an interior to it, you can. Features of this ship include ladders to get up to the controls point here. There is no enclosing this space. It is simply covered. There is count them, three anti-aircraft machine gun emplacements aboard this ship with a forward observation portion. I'm not actually certain what it's used for, but it's there. The machine guns are built out of anvils with these fence gates on them and the addition of end rods as barrels. This furnace right here is our funnel coming out from the engine. And then we have the cannon out the back. For our rudder, we're using andesite walls. For our propellers, we're using gold blocks with shafting made of end rods. The hull material is stone, with the underwater portion being the red nether bricks you see here. And with this, we're going to go ahead and get started. So first things first, you're going to find your starting block here. I would recommend having it be one extra block from whatever you're building from, so that way the walls don't connect to whatever you're building. All right, so starting from here, count 3 blocks out. So 1, 2, 3. On the next block, you're going to place an upper slab here. And you're going to bring this forward 23 extra blocks, making it 24 total. So 1, 2, 3, 24. Let's measure that up with our well-leaded axe here. 24 blocks total. All right, sick. So we're going to go ahead and jump into layer number 2. So layer number 2, you're going to start up here, and I place an extra block right here. Well, I'm going to start off with a block there, placing nether brick stairs there. If you want to have a block here, you can. If you want to have this be a slab right here like we have here, go ahead. Up to you on how much space you want to have down below for usage. If you want to have, well, you're going to need that one though. I did have it there for a reason. Yeah, you actually do need it there because right on top of that, on either side, is going to be one upper slab. So you're going to come back by one down here in the lower slabs, and you're going to bring this back all the way to the aft portion. 24 right here. Then for your upper slabs, you're going to come back and out by one again, and follow this all the way back. You're going to come back by 25 though. Sorry, no, 23. 23 blocks total. Right? Nope, 24. Yep. My apologies. On the 25th block, you're going to come in by one and add a bulkhead on the back. Now at this point, you can go and grab your end rods you're using for the shafting. Place an end rod here with a gold block after it. Then go ahead and replace that gold block with andesite wall. You're going to come out by one, and come out by another one. All right, now whatever you did to this side, do to that side. I'll be back when that is complete. All right, so you should end up with a shape like this, with one extra block on the end for your shafting and your propellers, and the start of your rudder. All right, so we're going to move on to layer number 3. All right, so here on the forward portion, we're going to go up by 1 and forward by 1 block with a upside down step over top it. We're going to have a upper slab, up by a block, out by 1, add a block, up by 1, add a block, and this is going to be 22 blocks long. So 1, 2, 3, 122. This block right here going to be an inboard facing step with another block after it. And then you're going to drag these blocks over the top of your shafting, or of your rudder right there. Bring the rudder up by 1. And whatever you did to this side, do to that side. I'll be right back when that's complete. And this is what you should be left with. Should look like this. And we're going to move on to layer number 4, the last layer of our underwater portion. Alrighty then, so now we're going to move on to layer number 4. So starting up here with this block, I'm going to place 1 block here, and our upside down stair there. Now we're going to build up everything else by 1 block, except for here on the main bulkhead. We're going to overhang this by 1. 1 block here, and then build everything else up by 1. Once again, do to this side, which you did to that side. I'll be back when that's finished. And it should look like this when you're done with it. Alright, now we have this nice little tub right here for you to go and sit in. And now we can move on to layer number 5, which should start our fair water. Oh, shit, I almost forgot actually. Right there, finish out your rudder. And now we move on to the fair water. Alright, so for our fair water, layer number 5, we're going to build everything up by 1, with the exception of the aft portion, which I'll show you here in a second, where you're going to overhang by 1 here and 1 here. Alright, now finish out this section here, and we'll move on to layer number 6. Alright, yeah, so it'll look like this. Now we're going to move on to layer number 6. Alright, so now we're moving on to layer number 6. We're going to come up here to the front. We're going to add a block up. So it's going to be 2 blocks here, then a block here, then we're going to have 2 blocks here. And this is going to come all the way back. It's going to be 24 blocks total here. I'll measure it once we get all these placed up. That way I'm not messing anything up. Should be 24 blocks total. 24. Hell yeah. Then you're going to bring this across as you did before, but I'm going to add 3 blocks to the end here. And this is going to be where the aft portion of our hull finishes. We might still have that cannon on top poking over, yeah, one over the edge, but the rest of it is just this hull. And now we're going to move on to layer number 7 once this is completed out. Finish this side like you did that side. Alrighty then, now that you have finished layer number 6, we're going to move on to layer number 7, where things are going to get kind of complex. I'll meet you there. Alright, so now we're going to move on to layer number 7. Build up by 1 the entire hull portion, but on the front portion right here, add an extra step, upside down step. Everything else, just going to continue building up. We're going to ignore the 5 across in the aft section here, and we are instead going to move on to just this shape right here, giving us a rounded aft end for our decking here in a moment, which we will get to now. So, I'm going to come out here to this block right here, skip a block, and we're going to add in slabs here. This is going to be 10 wide, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And now, not all of these blocks will be some of these blocks will be inside, some of them will be covered up by bulkhead. You'll see in layer number 8 what I mean by that. Alright, so now we'll move on to the aft portion, which is going to be just upper slabs of wood. Whatever wood you want to use, I'm using spruce because I think spruce looks the best in a nautical setting. And you're going to just make this deck, and I'll return to you when this deck is complete. Alright, and it should look like this, and I'm going to go ahead and
grab a end rod, and I'm going to light up the interior so that way bats don't start spawning. Because as I'm sure you've gathered from my other tutorials, I do not like bats in Minecraft. They're annoying. They just make a lot of noise, and they don't really serve much of a purpose. Not that I don't want them to be in the game, it's just that I don't like them being present in my builds. Alright, so
it should look like this. All right. So now we're going to move on to layer number 8. Alrighty then, so for layer number 8, we're going to start off here by moving forward by 3 blocks right here. Then we're going to come outboard by 1, come forward by 2, and come forward by 2. Alright, this should form a shape sort of like a kind of weird, like a curve kind of, right? And then we're going to do the exact same on the other side, and then when we're done with that, we're going to fill this in with solid blocks.
Like so.
Alright, now we have that. We're going to go aft by 5 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of lower slabs. I'm going to leave this part blank for a moment while I go and finish out doing the other one. So between these last slabs here, I'm going to add in blocks, and these blocks can go back by 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to skip a block there, adding a lower slab, and finish it out here. All right, now you have that done. You're going to come up here to the front, and on this 4th block right here, add a block, a block, a block, a block here, and a block here. So you make this sort of like this curl pattern right here. Should be 3 blocks. So it should be a 3 by 3 with the middle, and aft port middle, or aft port blocks removed. This will form our little observation point right there. Now everything else, including the inside of this, slab up, fortify. God damn it. Conform, damn you game. Alright, so in here, depending upon which side you want to use, you can cut out 4 blocks to use. I myself prefer having this stuff on the port side, but I'll have it on the starboard side this time. Alright, so now we're going to move aft by 1 block. I'm going to place a little star of blocks here. Then we're going to have a slab, then a block, then a slab, a block, star. Alright, then we're going to move aft again. Then we're going to have a block here, here on both sides, with this one being a slab, and then 3 blocks here. Now, this aft portion, we're going to slab up. Alright, so this is going to be one of the last layers that we're going to actually do hull editing and not just editing the fairwater structures, the superstructure, if you will. Alright, so let's move on to layer number 9. Alright, so now we're going to move on to the final hull portion and the beginning of our gun mounts. So we're going to have 3 blocks here. We're going to have 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. Then, right here in front of our observation point, we're going to have 2 lower slabs here, followed by a lower slab here, and 5 blocks. This is going to make up the gun mount for our forward anti-aircraft position. We're going to have our glass panes. We're going to pane this up right here with a block right here. This entire bridge section here is going to be brought up by 1, with the exception of the doorway there. Oh, by the way, if you want to have this be just a normal door, you can remove this slab, but I like having this be like a little hatchway. Alright, so here on the forward portion, you're going to make this into a 1 block area here. If you want to add in a slab here so that way you can see over the top of the cannon, you can, or over the top of the anti-aircraft guns, you can. And then we're going to slab up these 2 blocks here. And we're going to grab us, from our decoration blocks, a furnace, our andesite walls. So andesite. Oh, I already have them. Okay, need to pay more attention then. And from redstone, we're going to grab a spruce fence gate. Use whatever color wood you want. I'm using spruce. So here, you're going to look forward, so that way it faces aft. This is your funnel for your smoke coming out. Now, right here, you're going to have your furnace facing inboard instead of outboard, like that one is. Facing inboard, so you can load shells into it. as though it were a gun. And then make this cannon barrel however long you want to. I would say make it about 4 blocks long. 3 to 4 blocks works pretty well. If you have it 4 blocks, it posts just a little over the edge of the vehicle. If you want to have it be 3 blocks instead of 4 blocks, so that way it stays within the confines of this little circle here, this little semicircle, you can. Then you're gonna go and grab a fence gate, open it, so that way you have like little handholds on it to use. Now we're going to move on to layer number 10. All right, so for this layer, we're going to go ahead and grab us a anvil. I should just come over here and done this to begin with. And an end rod. We're also going to go ahead and grab us some iron bars to use. And since we're done really making a lot of the hull stuff, we're going to go ahead and replace that stair with glass pane. So, first things first, speaking of glass panes, we're going to build up our glass panes here. So that way, if you stand up here and look, you're not exposing your head over the top of the glass. Then you're going to grab your anvil, place it so that way it faces this direction, placing a spruce fence gate at the back and an end rod at the front. That's going to make up your first anti-aircraft gun. You're going to place a iron bar here, so that way it can act as your flagpole if you want to have one. If you don't want to have one, you can leave that one just completely off the rails entirely. Now forward, I'm going to build this like I did over there on that one. I'm going to have my anti-aircraft guns actually facing outboard. At least one of them. The other one I'm going to have facing normally. I'm going to go ahead and take your fence gates and place them as you saw earlier. Your end rod, place them as you saw earlier. God damn it. Let me place it. Excellent. Alright. And now we're going to move on to building up our bridge here. So you're going to come forward just like that on both sides. Now at this point, if you want to have this door be a door like this, you can go ahead and make this a whole block. But if you want to make this a normal door, then go ahead and remove that slab, like I said, and have a normal door there. Now we're going to come forward. I'm going to put slabs right here over the top of this, meaning that you have a little bit of sunlight over the top, a little bit of weather exposure, but you can come back into this and be safe from the weather. Then for the interior of this, we're going to go ahead and grab spruce planks and spruce slabs. So plank up this, so that way you can't really see inside, and slab over the top. There will be a ladder system to get on top of this. I do not have it implemented at this exact present moment in the build though. Right here, this portion, if you're annoyed by it, go ahead and place another slab over the top of that, or replace them on the interior with stone, however you see fit. Otherwise, this works pretty well without having to have you duck through, so you're not constantly just crouched and uncomfortable. Alright, so let's go ahead and get that ladder. So replacing the glass panes to ladder, since it's no longer useful to have glass panes. Place a ladder on either side of the door, so you can get up and down. So now we're going to move on to layer number 9. No, I'm not sure what layer this is now, but now we're getting on to the top of the fair weather into our actual controlling station. So I'm going to go ahead and grab me this grindstone, andesite walls, and stone slabs. So wherever you see this wooden portion here, slab up or wall up around it. It's going to form our wall so you can't fall off the conning tower to your death. Alright, then right here in the middle, add a sideways grindstone to act as the ship's wheel. And then over the top of that, put some more walls. Have as many walls as you want right here. If you want to have it completely enclosed by walls, you do you, boo-boo. I'm not going to stop you. right? Then over the top of that, slabs. Except for you, Jeremy. You can't slab there. All right. Then just fill this in right here. And like I have over there, go ahead and grab you a light source to put here so that way things don't spawn up here in your fair weather. Have a lantern. Now if you want to have these not be walls, you can instead have them be your alright, yeah, so if you want to go and replace these with iron bars, you are more than welcome to do so. Like if you want to replace this entire thing with iron bars instead, you can do so, but it's not gonna really do much. It's just basically decoration. But do as you see fit. This is for you, not for me. Actually, I quite like that look, actually. I might keep that. Alright, yeah, so that is how you build the USS PGM-2. Don't remember if it has a name or not. I'll go look it up real quick. Yeah, no, it doesn't really have a name. It's just PGM-2. So this is a PGM-1 subchaser class, uh, well, subchaser slash patrol motor gunboat. As I said, it was made in 1942. It had 4 commanding officers that are listed by Navsource. I have not looked up the history of the ship, but I do believe it did not see a whole lot of action. If you liked this video and learned some stuff, please leave a like, a comment, subscribe if you're feeling especially froggy, and if you didn't like it, didn't learn anything, or just want to say, fuck you, leave a dislike, a comment, tell me what I did wrong so that I may improve myself. And with that, I will see you in the next video where I start building other really cool old ships. With that, I bid you adieu.